Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have another resin video here and I'm hoping nobody else has done it before. I haven't seen anybody try anything similar. So I'm kind of hoping that I've stumbled onto a technique that maybe other people might like to try, because I'm all about inspiring on my channel and I love that. If I create something and then somebody else sees it and thinks, wow, I'd love to try that. That's awesome. That gives me great feelings because I love inspiring other people. And it's quite difficult sometimes because a lot of ideas have already been done. And I'm not complaining because obviously everybody does their own take on things, and that is awesome because something might be completely different but it's the same technique. So in this project today, in this experiment, should I say, it's a complete experiment. I don't know how it's going to turn out, so you're in with me along the way. I have my tea light, the tea light candle mold, the tea light candle holder mold. What are words today? I have that mold. I have my resin already mixed up because I always do it off screen. Nobody wants to watch you mix resin, even when it's sped up. Although, oddly enough, I do like watching other people sometimes. So I've got the resin. It's Let's resin by the way. My mold, a little mixing cup, and more importantly, the pipette. I am calling this the pipette experiment, or the pipette technique. Pipette technique. Once you've said it 3 times, it's lost all meaning, hasn't it? You just can't say it again properly. So I'm going to call this the pipette technique, and I had this idea a while ago before recording this video. This video has been recorded before I'm doing this voiceover. It's one of those belated things where I recorded it first, lost track of time, got too busy, and then months down the line, I'm like, oh, I really need to show that. Let's finish it. So voiceover me is now finally getting around to finishing this video. So I'm pouring clear resin into this mold. I'm doing it down the side to avoid introducing more bubbles, which is something I'm really good at, by the way. I have to avoid that. I have to be very careful. I want a bubble-free, clear tea light holder. And I used this mold specifically because it's deep and it's clear, it's see-through. I can pretty much see through what's happening on the inside, because when I use the pipette in a minute becomes a bit, apparently. I want to be able to see what I'm doing, and this is the only mold I have that's see-through like this and deep enough. So I made sure not to pour everything into the mold so that I've got a little bit extra to put in that little plastic tub, because I need the colour. That's the main feature of this experiment. The gold mica powder that I'm using here is from Temu. I'll link it below. I'll link everything I use in this video below in the description, so please check that out. It's a very rich, very vibrant gold. I really like it. You know what? I'm really impressed with some of the items I've gotten from Temu. Really am. It's very tempting not to just blow everything on Temu. And yet I know that it's probably not the best website at all. I've seen loads of people warning against using it, so use your judgment there. I'm not endorsing, I'm not encouraging you to use it, but it's got loads of cheap items that people like me can afford, so it's one of those things. But then in the same comment section warning against Temu, I see people warning against Amazon as well, so who do you believe? You don't know, unless you do your deep dive research, and even then you don't know. So I'll leave that decision up to you guys, and I'll leave that conversation there. So the next stage of this experiment was to fill the pipette with this gold mica powder, and I was very careful not to suck up bubbles, suck up air first. So I try to squeeze as much air as I can out of the top of the pipette, and put the nib to the bottom of the little plastic cup so that I'm not sucking up air. Okay, got my pipette loaded. Now comes the fun part. And I edited this video so it looks like I just confidently put that pipette in there. I didn't. I edited out loads of hesitations, like going back and forth over the little plastic cup over the clear resin, because there was a drip hanging off the edge, the end of the pipette. I was like, no, I don't want to drag that in with me, so I kept taking it off, and then I thought, oh no, I better squeeze some more up, and then dragging the end off again, and it was back and forth a lot. So this is the swirly technique. The idea I originally had, that I would put the pipette in and slowly swirl it and pull it out slowly as I'm doing so. So it's got this kind of vortex-like effect. And doesn't that look cool? In theory, it sounded awesome. In my head, it would turn out to look really cool. Everybody would be like, oh yeah, that's awesome, I want to try it. But stay till the end. See the results. My biggest mistake, and I know this now, or one of the biggest mistakes, was that I added too much. I think just leaving it as it was might have been okay, but then I didn't want to waste that resin, that gold resin. So I filled up the pipette again, and I did another swirl. I did another layer, and I didn't need to. I really didn't. The other big mistake was, and more experienced resin artists will see immediately, will know, I didn't let the clear resin sit and thicken up enough. I explain this later on. Future me will explain at the end with the results what went wrong as well. But yeah, I'm just adding way too much, and in hindsight it's easy to see, but while I was doing it, I obviously didn't think it was too much, so... Okay, it's getting dark, I'm losing daylight, so I shot the technique, the resin technique, in, what's the date? Let me just look. November? No way, it was earlier than that. Really? That's just showing me. Well, it looks like early November. Just shows how fast time is going, because I thought it was way earlier than that. So I filmed that in early November. Now it's January the 20th, and I realised that I didn't do any more to that video, so I didn't, or at least I can't find any resulting photos and showing off how it came out. So here is how that technique came out. And I find that a big fat failure, because it did not turn out how I expected. But I didn't expect it to be great or anything, because it's an experiment. I was trying it to see what it would look like, so no hopes have been dashed or anything like that. So you can just see like a little vortex in the middle. I quite like how that looks. But the rest of it is just a gold swirly mess that looks like it's been pressed up against the edge of the mould. But this is why we experiment, so I guess I'm not complaining, but I do count this as a failure. But I think the technique has potential, and I'd love to see anybody else take their, or try their shot at it, because I think if you look back in the video, I did add too much in there, didn't I, when I was pipetting it in. I think just a once swirl might have done the trick, or I probably should have waited until the resin was thickening up a bit more, so that it wouldn't move as easily. I don't know where that came from. Little nubbin right there. Where have you come from? Might have been on the inside of the mould when I put the resin in. Don't know. Why are the edges crappy? I need new mould. Anyway, so if we can see that very well, I don't really want to turn the light on because I'll just Cast my own shadow. Let me move the camera down a bit more. And level, thank you. Alright, so you can see through. Yeah, it looks kind of tornado-y, doesn't it? I like that inner vortex. I just wish the surrounding, the outside, had a bit more shape to it. It does look a bit like a hot mess, but it's a gold hot mess, so maybe I can gift it to a friend. I mean, everybody loves a candle holder, don't they? Yeah, so I think that was my attempt, that was my experiment, and my first time did not go very well. It didn't go as I expected. I wanted some nice, clear, swirly patterns in the centre. I didn't want any of the gold mica powder pushing up against each side, which is what it looks like it's done. But I've still got that centre column in there, which I wonder why that didn't move out. Maybe the resin was starting to thicken at that point when I put that last bit in. But success in that I tried something and I discovered the outcome. Failure in that it doesn't look very nice. I would honestly love to see someone else try this. I would love you to succeed and maybe try it when the resin isn't as what word am I looking for? Runny. I'm just going to go with runny. When the resin isn't so thin. That sounds a bit better than runny. When it thickens up a bit and doesn't allow the movement of the pigment that have pipetted in there. So let me know what you think. Is this a technique somebody would be willing to try and usurp me? Please do. I would love to see. I'll call it the pipette technique. Hopefully that will catch on if we get some successes and things that results that people think, wow, that looks awesome, I'm going to try that, because I guarantee you're going to look at mine and go, I don't think I want to try that. So somebody else, please make a successful one. Let's get this pipette technique going and see if we can create some much better and interesting resin crafts. So yeah, if you want to try it, do it, please. I would love to see if you can. I mean, it's not limited to this candle mold. I used this because it was deep enough. It's one of the only deep molds I've got, I assume, apart from my skull molds, but I can't really see through those very well, and the candle mold was pretty much perfect for trying this, because it's a nice shape and it's got a nice depth to it. So I wonder what other molds you can use with it though. I'll have to have a look, because I don't, apart from my skull mold, I do have one mold. No, I don't think that will work. Put myself off before I've even finished that sentence. Okay, so thank you for watching the video. Anybody that wants to try, please do, and please let me know if you do as well. Just at me or leave a message saying, hey, look what I did better than you did. I will be happy with that. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully I'll be back with another new resin. Well, actually it won't be new. I've got loads that I've already recorded. I just need to add new footage to them to show the results and things like that. So yeah, have a great evening, day, morning, wherever you are. See you again. Bye.